Dude, I can't get the zipper open. It's stuck. Oh, really? Maybe if we just... Zippers. They're on jeans, they're on bags, almost everything you can think of. They're awesome, until they get stuck. Every invention has its major flaws, and zippers were no exception. Like, how do you invent something this complex and forget the bug where it doesn't work? I've always been a non-zipper hoodie type person, yet they always seem to find a way to be relevant in my life. As a kid in school, I was always known to carry a large amount of crap in my backpack, kind of like I was on some sort of training arc. Back then, my backpack could have been considered one of the 7 wonders of the world, because I could reach in there and somehow I'd pull out exactly what I needed for the situation. Legend has it that no one truly knows the limits of the bag of infinite storage, except for one. I think the thought process was, well, if I'm gonna go to school every day, I'll probably need all my books. Which, if you've gone to school before, you know that you only need at least half of what's required. If that. Somehow, my bag was always able to hold amazing amounts of stuff in it. It was almost as if it were... I think people saw me and started to get concerned, and my teacher was very confused on why I carried all my class books everywhere. I remember it feeling like I was carrying the world on my shoulders. But it didn't matter, because I felt like a superhero. Every now and then, I'd experience a zipper jam on my book bag, because clearly it was holding on for dear life. But all it took was a little bit of brute strength to fix it. Have you ever gone an entire day with your book bag unzipped? Most people won't even tell you that your backpack is open until all your stuff is spilled on the floor. And do you really want to reach down and pick that up when it's been on the hallway floors and there's heavy hallway traffic? If you haven't experienced it, then good, because I wouldn't wish that for anyone. Except some people. When I got my college backpack, I noticed that it barely fit my laptop in it. And for some reason, I was like, yeah, this'll totally work. Yeah, when looking back at that scenario, I really should have took that for a red flag. And for an entire semester, it did work. All I had to do was jam everything in my book bag, fight with the zipper for a little while, and continue on with my life. But during second semester, nope, that's not gonna fly. In college, depending on how your schedule is set up, determines how much time you have to get to your next class, which usually isn't a long time for me. So I sat through the most boring lecture of my life and somehow managed to stay awake. And like usual, I shove all my items into my book bag, including my laptop. I go to zip up the backpack. And... crap. Okay. That's okay. What if I just use the other zipper for a while? Oh, I get it now. I'm so screwed. This was the day that I learned that zippers could pop off. Like, obviously, you think, okay, zippers get stuck all the time. That's pretty normal. At the most, I expected it to get stuck. But to actually pop off was something I didn't see coming. So I'm like, okay, this is fine. Everything's gonna be okay. Wait, are people seeing this right now? What if I try just putting it back on? Oh my gosh, you have to be kidding me right now. And the worst part of it all is that I still had 2 classes to go to, even after the class I was in. And one of them just so happened to be on the other side of campus. You wouldn't believe it, but I actually had to lug the entire bag around everywhere, looking like Sisyphus rolling the stone up the hill, except I'm on ground level and I'm actually moving. I walked all the way from class 1 to class 2 to class 3, and then back to my dorm. After I dropped off my stuff at my dorm, I had to go back out to the store. Because to add on to all of this, I had to get a new backpack immediately, because it was still the beginning of the week. And there's absolutely no way that I'm going to be seen holding books around manually. Like, no one does that. Minus all style points, pass go without collecting 200. Like, it was one of those moments where you think, man, I'm going to look so awkward doing this, when in reality, no one actually cares about what you're doing. It honestly really sucked. But to be honest, it was definitely time for that old bag to go. Rest in peace, old backpack. You will not be forgotten. What? I'm just glad my zipper didn't decide to pop off before I went to any of my other classes, because that walk from my dorm to my first class would have been pretty embarrassing. Sometimes the sound of zippers can be extremely annoying, like when smaller children like to spam the mess out of the sound for some reason, and the noise becomes worse than nails on a chalkboard. But then the other times I zip something up, the sound is literally addicting. It's kind of hard to tell whether ASMR is dead or not at this point, so I'm just going to allow you to listen to the sounds from the zipper right in front of me. Now that's the sound I'm talking about. I don't know if kids still do this in school, but we used to use zippers to make beats when class got boring to pass the time. Here's a small sample of a beat I cooked up. Aside from the zipper sounds, it generally feels like some zippers tend to have designs that straight up make no sense. And then some zippers, when you zip them up, feels like someone's trying to use the force on you to choke you out. Sometimes I'm out places, and I realize that my phone is in my zipped up pocket. For some reason, in order to get to my phone, I'd have to unzip my pocket. But whenever I do, it feels like people around me just get really tense and worried. Like, oh no, what does he have in there? It's just a phone, chill out. So if we've learned anything from today, it's to never trust zippers. And also, buttons are way better because they'd never betray you. I never said that. Yeah, but the more important question here is, since when do buttons talk back? As always, thanks for watching. This video took a lot of time to make, so I hope you enjoyed it. What's the most awkward backpack or zipper moment you've ever had? Let me know in the comments. I'll be sure to read them, and I might even end up featuring some of them in another video. So stay tuned. And we can't just forget about the pain zippers cause when your fingers get stuck. Like, there's no way in the process of making zippers that the person's finger not get stuck for them to realize, maybe there's a better, more safer way to do this. You wouldn't believe the amount of times where it's felt like I've almost bled due to a zipper getting caught on my finger. Have you ever experienced having a jacket with like a stupid amount of zippers on it? Like, what do you expect me to do with the extra zippers? Now imagine, if we all just put a whole bunch of zippers everywhere, all over our normal clothes. Wait, I'm pretty sure that already exists.